Way back when, I think when I was like a third year sophomore, I was a business major. And one of the tenets I really kind of adhered to when it came to anything, I guess marketing related really, it needs to be smart. We need to have specification. So if I want to work a player against only right-handed pitching or only left-handed pitching, I am perfectly fine with the current iteration if only it's set up like this. If I want to have a player work against right-handed pitching only, and I want them to mostly work on contact, that should be the primary portion of how they're going through their training. However, they decide to do that, whether you want to base that off of the hitting coach, which would be nice, or some aspect of the hitting coach, I would almost take it to the old Madden training camp level, where if you get to a certain point, get those bronze, silver, gold, hell, let there be a diamond. Let there be a diamond level too. And any attribute traits that you get, depending on what those are, you can add them to a player, but they're not permanent. They should not be permanent unless you can measure. You have to measure a player's success, not just in training, but in games. Take from Road to the Show, or take from what Road to the Show used to be. Honestly, I haven't touched the mode since they've made it ball player. And there are challenges when it comes to Road to the Show where you can set about a goal, because the goal has to be achievable. That's the A in smart. Player can set the goal and want to achieve it. They can set one that will take more time to get to. So trying to get to gold or to diamond level, it's going to take more time. So if you want to get significantly better against right-handed pitching, working primarily on contact, hell, you could take almost kind of the StatCast approach. We don't have very many metrics in the game, and it would be nice to see more of them. So being able to barrel up pitch, so basically trying to get it closer to the center of that PCI, the closer you get it to the center, the more power you can get out of it, which would make sense. But I know that MLB the Show has said that the PCI does not work like pro Yaku spirits. Say you've got a D potential, hell, an F potential player, because I don't have a problem drafting those guys. If they look like they could be okay, fine, I'll take them. And as you continue to work, and as you, I don't want to say cross a threshold of sorts, because then that becomes too much like Madden's training, and they're moving up from the dev traits. I mean, that would at least give us randomized attribute increases. If a player is not reaching their goals, which would take me into morale, which morale was removed back in MLB the Show 20 into 21. I would bring that back, but I'll talk about that at another point in time. If a player's not reaching their goals, of course they're not going to get better. You know, if a guy just stinks, like if you're playing out the different drills, then it might feel different. You might be able to work a guy into being at least a decent player. I know people probably wouldn't want to go through all
As
the minor
down to
league
their
players.
final strike.
No,
Here it comes.
have it where you get
And a
you can
swing and
choose
a
a
miss
couple.
as they definitely
So
had him
imagine.
reaching for that one. And
You
this
can
ball
choose a couple players to work on some things over the course of, I don't know, a month. These things can pop up on off days, you know, something to do for off days opposed to just simulating to the next day. And then if we want to sim it, we can get away with simming it. You know, you're not going to want to do training every single day. Obviously, off days would probably be more likely the time that you'd be able to actually play it out. Also, training needs to be relevant. It currently isn't. It isn't. There's just really no way around it. You can try to set it where, oh, hey, I'm going to have it where I'm going to have this guy work on fielding for 3 months. Fielding is really more so your ability to snatch the ball up. And reaction is how quickly do you move to where you need to go in order to make said play. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant. You don't want to be having a pitcher training on hitting if you really have no intention on hitting that guy. Or if they don't want to. Of course, that plays more into morale. We'll talk about it at a later point in time. Time bound, obviously keep your goals within a reasonable time frame. I wouldn't really tie it into attributes. I would probably more so tie that into maybe a season total, maybe get a couple home runs in a month or something. I would actually make that extra base hits, similar to how they've done in Diamond Dynasty. Post MLB the Show 18, where MLB the Show 18, you had to be real specific If you wanted to be extremely specific, that could be something like diamond level. If you want to be maybe a little more broad, it'd be like extra basic. So say diamond would be, hey, I want you to hit 5 home runs and 5 doubles in a month for maybe a minor league player. Gold would probably be like 3 home runs and 5 doubles, maybe a triple in there. Kind of mix it up. Let the player have some feedback to it. Again, I keep saying it. I'm going to touch back on this on another point in time because morale needs to be back in the game. Check out the full episode here